Did you ever wonder why a woman who once relied on you for everything suddenly becomes an expert in privacy the moment she finds a new source of excitement? Be honest with yourself. You've seen the pattern of her hiding the very phone you pay for while she treats your hard-earned assets like her personal exit fund. You are witnessing a psychological shift where she has stopped seeing you as a partner and has started seeing you as a bank. You're the victim of a financial ambush. While you are out there grinding in the cold, breaking your back to build a legacy, she is quietly auditing your bank accounts to see how much of your sweat she can take with her to her next life. You think your joint account is a sign of trust, but to a woman who has already mentally checked out, that account is just a getaway fund for her and the man she's seeing behind your back. You're funding the makeup she wears for him, the gas in the car to meet him, and the lawyer she's secretly calling to dismantle your life. Today, we are exposing the behavioral signs that she's draining your future and showing you how to lock down your kingdom before the person you love turns into the person who ruins you. If you don't watch this to the end, you're choosing to be the man who wakes up in an empty house with a frozen bank account and a life he no longer owns. The most dangerous thing a man can do is ignore his gut while he continues to fund a woman who is already using his resources to build a bridge to his replacement. Men, this channel is more than content. It's a brotherhood that exists for those who refuse to be controlled, distracted, or broken. My ex told me men today are too weak, too distracted, and too controlled to ever unite. I didn't argue. I decided to prove her wrong. Every man who subscribes is proof that discipline, self-respect, and strength still exist. If you stand for truth, self-control, and knowing your value as a real man, if you're here to sharpen your mindset and live with standards, subscribe and stay. Like this video and make your presence known in the comments. Let's see who's serious and is ready to prove doubters wrong, because after this video, you'll be reborn as a new man who has discovered himself and is ready to take back his manhood. Make sure to subscribe and stay ahead because we are just getting started. We have to talk about the resource extraction phase. You see, brothers, a woman who is planning a secret affair or a quiet exit rarely leaves empty-handed. She follows a psychological pattern of security siphoning. She knows that if she leaves you today, she might have to struggle, and her new guy might not have the money or the stability that you've built over the years. So she stays. She stays in your house, she eats your food, and she smiles in your face while she slowly moves money into personal accounts you don't know about. You are the victim of domestic treason. She is using your own kindness and your role as a provider against you. She wants you to keep the direct deposit coming as long as possible so that she can maximize her separation package. This is why she starts picking fights over your spending. Have you noticed that? Suddenly, when you buy a tool for work or something for yourself, she calls it irresponsible. But meanwhile, she's spending hundreds of dollars on self-care or girls' nights that seem to happen every weekend. This is a behavioral strategy. She is trying to make you feel guilty for using your own money so that you won't notice that she is the one draining the shared resources. She needs you to be the bad guy financially so that she can justify her theft in her own mind. You're being manipulated into a state of poverty while she's preparing to live in luxury with the man she's seeing behind your back. I want you to hear the story of a man named Robert. Robert was a high-level foreman in the construction industry, a man of character and grit. He was married to a woman named Janine for 15 years. Robert believed in the king and queen dynamic. He handled the outside world, and he gave Janine full access to the finances because he trusted her with his life. Robert was the loser in this story because he ignored the financial fog. Janine started asking for separate accounts for her hobby business, which was really just an excuse to hide money. She started taking out small amounts of cash at the grocery store, $20 here, $50 there. Over 2 years, she siphoned off nearly $30,000. While Robert was working overtime in the heat, thinking he was building a retirement for them, Janine was using that cash to pay for a secret apartment and weekend getaways with a guy she met on a social media group. When Robert finally found a receipt he wasn't supposed to see, it was too late. Janine had already filed for divorce. And because Robert had authorized her access for years, the court saw his hard-earned savings as shared property. Robert lost his house, half his pension, and his dignity. He failed because he thought that love meant blindness. He was the victim of a woman who saw his hard work as a free buffet for her and her lover. You have to understand the psychology of possession. When a woman decides to be unfaithful, she mentally divorces you long before she physically leaves. In her mind, she is already single, but she still has possession of your assets. She treats your car, your house, and your credit cards like spoils of war. She feels entitled to take as much as she can because she's convinced herself that you owed it to her for the emotional labor she put in. This is why you must move from trust to audit. A sovereign man knows exactly where every cent is going. If you see the secretive phone and the emotional coldness and you don't immediately look at the bank statements, you are handing her the keys to your destruction. The next behavioral sign is the liability transfer. Notice if she suddenly wants to put a new car or a big debt in your name only. She is loading you up with the liabilities while she keeps the assets liquid and easy to move. She wants you to be the one stuck with the payments while she is free to walk away with the cash. You are being hedged like a bad stock. She is shorting your relationship while you are still trying to buy the dip. You have to stop being the safety net for a person who is actively cutting the ropes that hold you up. Protecting your kingdom starts with the quiet lockdown. You don't yell, you don't scream, and you don't tell her you suspect an affair. Before you secure your assets, she will accelerate the theft. You must be as silent as a ghost and as sharp as a razor. You begin by separating what is yours. You stop the excess funding of her lifestyle. You match her space with your own financial distance. You have to show her that the bank of you is closed for repairs. A man of value understands that his resources are for those who respect his presence, not for those who are plotting his replacement. The most expensive mistake a man can make is thinking his loyalty will be rewarded with honesty. When the person you've been protecting starts viewing you as a target, the home you built becomes a hunting ground for your assets. You've noticed the change. The way she guards her screen, the sudden girls' trips that don't quite add up, and the way she talks about independence while her hand is still in your pocket. You're the victim of a domestic Trojan horse. She's already inside the walls of your kingdom, and she's quietly opening the gates for a predator to walk in and take what you've spent a lifetime building. You're funding the very legal fees she'll use to sue you. You're paying the phone bill she uses to call him. Today, we are finishing the financial lockdown. We are looking at the final red flags of asset siphoning, the liability dump, the digital trail, and the inheritance pivot. I'm going to show you exactly how the winner turns the tables, secures his legacy, and leaves the traitor to face the cold, hard reality of a life she can't afford. If you don't watch this until the final second, you're basically signing the check that will bankrupt your future. When a woman realizes you've finally seen through her secret affair narrative, she will move from mental replacement to financial destruction in the blink of an eye. You must be faster. We have to look at the psychological shift from partner to predator. You see, brothers, when a woman is involved in a secret affair, she loses all empathy for the man she's betraying. To justify her behavior, she has to make you the enemy. And in war, you don't care if the enemy loses his house. You don't care if the enemy loses his retirement. In fact, she feels entitled to reparations. She starts telling herself that she wasted her best years on you, so taking half of your assets is just her getting paid for her time. This is a masterclass in moral gymnastics. She is using her own infidelity as a reason to rob you. You're the victim of a settlement mindset. She isn't looking for a way out, she's looking for a way up at your expense. Then comes the digital trail cleanup. This is a huge behavioral observation. While she's siphoning funds, she's also scrubbing the records. Notice if she suddenly wants to handle the mail. Notice if the login for the shared bank account is changed for security reasons. She's building a digital iron curtain. She wants to make sure that by the time you realize the money is gone, the evidence is deleted. She is treating your shared life like a crime scene she's currently sanitizing. You are being blinded in your own house. She is making sure you have no weapons to fight back with in a courtroom, while she is armed to the teeth with your own resources. I want to tell you the story of a man named Thomas. Thomas was a successful civil engineer, a man who believed that a real man doesn't look at his wife's spending because he's above it. He gave his wife Melanie total control over the household accounts. He thought this trust was the glue of their marriage, but Melanie was the winner's version of a nightmare. She started an affair with a life coach she met online, but instead of being the victim like Robert was, Thomas had a brotherhood of men who warned him. When Thomas noticed Melanie was suddenly investing in a new business venture that required thousands in cash, he didn't argue. He executed the strategic audit. Thomas was the winner in this story because he didn't let emotion override logic. He didn't confront her with his feelings, he confronted her with facts. He quietly hired a forensic accountant before he even asked her about the guy. He discovered Melanie had been moving money into an offshore account held in her mother's name. Instead of screaming, Thomas worked with his lawyer to freeze the marital assets under a suspected fraud claim. When Melanie finally served him papers thinking she had the upper hand, she realized she was locked out of the bank of Thomas. She had the exciting guy, but he lived in a basement and didn't even own a car. Without Thomas's money, her affair suddenly lost its spark. The guy she loved left her when he realized he wasn't going to get a payout. Thomas won because he realized that his hard work was his bloodline, and he refused to let a traitor bleed him dry. He saved his legacy because he understood that in a world of wolves, you don't play the sheep.
You have to recognize the liability dump. This is a very common psychological pattern. When a woman knows she's leaving, she will suddenly encourage you to buy things that put you in deep debt, but only in your name. She wants you to have the big mortgage or the business loan so that when the assets are split, you are the one carrying the weight. She is shorting your future. She wants to be the one who walks away with the cash while you are left with the monthly payments. You are being financially anchored so that you can't chase her or rebuild your life once she's gone. You have to be sharp. You have to be cold. If you suspect an affair, do not sign a single piece of paper. The winner's protocol is about invisible sovereignty. You don't make a scene, you don't post about it on Facebook. You don't try to shame her into being honest. A woman who is already stealing from you doesn't care about shame. She only cares about possession. You take back your power by becoming a financial ghost. You secure your personal accounts. You revoke her authorized user status on your credit cards. You change the beneficiary on your life insurance. You have to treat your life like a business that's under a hostile takeover. You protect the shareholders, which is you and your children, and you lock out the board member who is working for the competition. You are being reforged. You now know that a secret affair isn't just a betrayal of the heart, it's a betrayal of the contract. You are no longer the man who provides a lifestyle for a person who is actively working to destroy yours. You are the sovereign man. You recognize that your sweat, your blood, and your time have a high price, and that price is absolute loyalty. If the loyalty is missing, the funding is terminated.
You are the prize, and your resources are the rewards for a woman who stands by your side, not a woman who is looking over your shoulder for her next option. So here is the smart question for the Brotherhood today. If you took away the house, the car, and the credit cards today, would she still be finding herself with that other man? Or would she suddenly realize that you were the only thing making her life worth living? I want to hear from the brothers in the comments. Have you ever seen a man lose everything because he trusted the wrong person with his bank account? How did you feel when you realized that the luxury she was enjoying was being paid for by your 60-hour work weeks while she was texting someone else? For the men who locked the gates and saved their assets, give the younger brothers some advice on how to spot the financial red flags early. Drop your opinion below. Let's get the engagement up so this message reaches the man who is currently about to sign a joint loan for a woman who is already halfway out the door. Your words could save a man's entire future. This channel is for men who are done blaming themselves for other people's choices. If that's you, don't leave as a spectator. Subscribe and stay ahead because we're just getting started. Support the message, speak in the comments, and stand with the men who choose clarity over confusion. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay cold, stay in your power.